Good afternoon, this is Mr. Tekasteinekulu with English grade 6. If you remember, in the previous lesson we have seen about the possessive adjectives and the possessive pronouns. And before that, we defined what syllable is, and we have seen some words that are nouns and pronouns as well. Any part of speech that has one syllable and that has more than one syllable. Students, let me ask you one question. What does syllable mean? Let me repeat. What does syllable mean? Parents, please help your students, your children. Parents, thank you in advance. Okay, if you said syllables are breaking down of sounds, you are accurate, you are right. We say that there may be different words that have one syllable or more than one syllable. Say it after me. Tall, short, fat, thin. Now we're saying once. These are called one syllable. Beautiful, moment, moderation, etc. We can say once. We pause at the middle of the word so that these kinds of words have more than what? One syllable. So we classify it under more than one syllable. I expect that you did your activity perfectly. Excellent. Parents, thank you in advance. Now today, let's start discussing on possessive on page page 6, possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. Possessive adjectives and possessive what? Pronouns. Now, when you say the adjectives, what do you think in adjectives first? Yes. In the previous section, we started discussing on this topic. So these possessive adjectives, the root word for these possessive adjectives are subjects. So possessive adjectives are adjectives. Adjectives that can tell us ownership or belongingness. Right you are. What about pronouns? When we use pronouns are instead of nouns. When you are using more nouns in a paragraph or in a sentence or when in our speech, the person who is going to listen us becomes bored of what kind of person he is. So instead of using more nouns, we replace pronouns so that's called possessive pronouns. What? Instead of nouns. Instead of nouns. Now let's classify into subject. Subject, it is possessive adjective. In short form, it's possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. Yes. For example, subject, as we know, we have there is I, there is he, she, yes, and you. We can see this all. We can add more, but it is already written in your exercise book, in your student textbook. So for I, its possessive adjective is my. And its possessive pronoun is what? Mine. Let's construct a sentence here. Example, For example, I can say that by using the subject I have a book. This is the subject. Now, we say that possessive adjectives are telling what? The possessive, ownership, belongingness. So, adjectives always comes before the noun. We can say clever students, my book, red pen, black t-shirt, yellow sweater, and it's C. So, now this is a subject form I. We can say this is subject. Now, we can say here, the book. No, this is my book. My is modifying or telling something about the book. Ownership. Whose book is it? If somebody asks you, this is my book, we answer. Oh, this is my book. We see that always adjectives should come before the noun it modified. And unless it is otherwise, the parts of speech is already changed. For example, this is not used as the adjective because we have the verb here, the auxiliary verb. But if you say this book, even though it's not used as a possessive adjective, it can be used as the adjective. What kind of adjective? Demonstrative adjective. So adjectives have similar characteristics, the same characteristics, the same behavior. After adjectives, there should be a noun. That's all. So we call this is possessive adjective. And we can say here, and mine, the book is mine. The book is mine. The book is mine is telling that there is a possessive pronoun. We are in the way to talk about what? The book. Whose book? My book. So the subject can be changed into the pronoun. Into the possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Let's say he again. He has a pen. We can say his pen. And the same, this is his. And she, we can say this is her. And it's possessive pronoun, hers. And you, we can say your. And you can say yours here. That's all. So we can easily identify which one is the possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Understand? Excellent students. If you understand it, let me give you the activity. Activity. Write your own meaningful. Write your own meaningful sentence that can show us the possessive adjective, the possessive adjective, and possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. But when you construct a sentence, there should be a subject-verb agreement. Parents, please help your children. Thank you in advance. Now, I want to go to another topic on page. Yes? On page 8. Open your books on page 8. That is regarding with punctuation and capitalization. Okay, very good. The topic is about punctuation and capitalization. Punctuation and capitalization. We can sometimes write that, by the way. Punctuation and capitalization. Students, I want to ask you some questions. Parents, please help your children. What is punctuation mark mean? What is punctuation mark mean? Very good. I'm proud of you because you answered the question well. The second question. What is capitalization mean? Let me repeat. What is capitalization mean? So, the third question that I want to ask you is, why we learn about punctuation mark and capitalization in the English or in any other language? Tell the answer to your parents. Parents, please help your children. Thank you in advance. Now, before I'm going to tell you, or before I'm going to write the short notes about punctuation and capitalization, every student, all of you, open your books on page 8. And let's read 2 sentences. What is it? Rewrite the following short text using appropriate punctuation and capitalization. By the way, the reason why we learn about punctuation mark is, for example, let's take this city, Addis Ababa, without the traffic lights. What will happen? What do you think? Imagine that there is no traffic light in the street. What will happen? Yes, you're right. There may be a car crashed. People may die, robbers, and traffic jam. Yes? Excellent. That's the traffic light leads us to go turn by turn. The same is that writing any fiction, writing any book, or writing any story without punctuation and capitalization is similar with a road which don't have a traffic light. Nonsense. It's not meaningful. It doesn't give us a sense when we read. We can understand. We can compare. We can contrast. Why? Because of the punctuation and capitalization. Excellent. Now, let's see this short sentence. My name is Daniel. D is a small letter. Now, D is not written in the appropriate way. Because nouns, proper nouns, should be written in what? Capital letters. My name is Daniel. No full stop.
አስኳላ ልጆን በቤቱ የሚያስተምሩበት አማራጭ ፊልም። አዳዲስ ፊልሞቻችን እንዲደርሱ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ የቻናላችን ቤተሰብ ይሁኑ። ፊልሞቹን ሼር በማድረግ ለወዳጅ ዘመዶ ያጋሩ። አስኳላ አማራጭ የማስተማሪያ ዘዴ